Hello leaders, you're listening to In Between, a higher self-leadership podcast. I'm Valerie Sanjeevi, a business coach and leadership mentor. In my podcast, I wish to share my awareness on higher self-leadership and how we can integrate it in our leadership practice every day and see results. Higher self-leadership is in the awareness. Hello everybody. So today let's dive directly into letting go of what we think we know. I remember when I was young, I loved to learn. I still love to learn. So I would read a lot. I would listen to the teachers at school. I would implement what I was told. I would crave for more information, more refinement, and I could be interesting in any type of subjects. Anything could interest me. And then I grew up, and it was the same as a teenager. And when I went to my engineering school, and later on as well in my business school, I love to learn, and I love even more to refine. That's really where I feel this is my dream, to refine. And when I decided to leave the corporate world and started my entrepreneur journey, I could feel there was a little shift there. I didn't want actually to be an entrepreneur, but it happened, life happens. And then I decided to follow that thread of life. So I decided to open a business, and I had an idea. And of course, when you change your field of job, and when you change the field of what you do as a business, different type of people are in your environment. Different type of people are shown up in your field. And I could see a shift in the way I was learning. I would still learn, but sometimes I could feel that I was not trying to learn so much as trying to confirm what I already knew. Because it felt safer to know that whatever another person was saying was the same as I was saying. So like I was getting a validation. Not that the other one was there to validate me, but it was validating what I knew. So I could see this little shift in still learning a lot, but at some point, with people in the same field as me, in coaching, in mentoring, I was trying to find confirmation of my knowledge. And it was not always happy to do that, but it was safer, definitely safer. So at one point I said to myself, okay, you can either do that, either you can find the little things that are different in the way this person is explaining what they do. So this, of course, opens something bigger in the field. It means that it opens the possibility to be wrong. And it opens the possibility to be not safe in what I'm learning right now, because it's not what I'm doing, and I thought I was right. You open very much the frequency of being wrong, and the fear of being wrong. But at the same time, it opens so much more, because I felt that if I was only seeking confirmation, I would only echo in my field people who were going to say what I knew. So it would limit innovation and evolution. It can be that, and it's okay, but it's not what I wanted, because I'm very much about refinement. So when a person says something with different words, smarter words, to express something, I would say, okay, is it only a different word to express the same thing, and why this word is more powerful or more attuned to what we want to say, because I'm very much about the frequency of words. So is there something different in what this person is expressing? And in this case, it means let's dive into the frequency of the words that they were using? Or is it just, something completely different? It's not what I was saying, it's not anything I knew, so it's new subject, new way of thinking, new perspective. And in this case, I want to dive as well into this new perspective. So either way, I can refine what I'm learning. Either way, I can dive in more. Either way, I'm asking myself the question, is it only a new word? And why this word is better, not in a way of better or worse, but in a way of frequency, to explain what we want to express? Or is it just a smarter way to say something else, or a different way to say something else, which is fine? Or is it a new idea or a new perspective? So either way, I'm asking myself the question. And if there is something I'm good at, is really to ask myself questions. And because I like to refine. I like to use the right word with the right frequency. Not there is a wrong word, it's just the right word to express what we want to say. Because there is always going to be different truths coexisting at the same time. But if I tried to confirm, I was very much in my confirmation bias. And what I like is to have this, what I want to call this intellectual humility, to know that I don't know. And to be able to learn. Because learning, refining, diving, moving is very much a leadership superpower. So humility is not a weakness. It's really a portal to bring you to what you think or what you thought that you knew, and actually to bring you to this new level of truth, like I said, like I mentioned. And so if I expose myself in environment, in fields where the perspectives are different, even sometimes opposed to my own, then that's how I can always be in this learning mind, one might say beginner's mind, and I can stretch the ability to see things differently and to hold different truths at the same time, so I can stretch my field and not be triggered by different opinions or different viewpoints, but just adding and adding and adding, and then I can make my own truth for what it is right now. So it's very much about learning how to expand my field, where confirming what I already know only contracts, and contraction goes hand in hand with safety. When a client of mine says at the end of a session, okay, it's already what I'm doing, so you are confirming, I tell them, okay, you and me, we lost our time. Because if it was only to confirm, then it's a validation, and I'm not here to validate. I'm only here to stand and to open a space where we can stretch our abilities and we can stretch our perspective. So if at the end it's only a confirmation, I really believe, and I say it, to my clients, it doesn't happen a lot, but I say we lost our time. And it's a pity, because where didn't we see, or didn't you see there was a different perspective? Where didn't we ask the right questions to refine, to go deeper, to bring another wisdom? Okay, so let's ask another question. Where can we add something without confirming everything I already know? Where can I add an additional step on my journey? Because this is going to bring momentum. If I'm only confirming, so I'm standing still. So of course, all of this comes with uncertainty, but that's very much what the journey of a leader is, to walk with this uncertainty. But as leader, as we like to move, we definitely don't like to be in a prison or a stagnant journey or a stagnant field. So curiosity is going to be here, courage is going to be here as well to help us moving. So I'm going to leave you here with those questions. Where in my life am I used to certainty, or even addicted maybe to certainty? And where do I want to see different perspective? on the subjects that I have interest in. Happy contemplation. Leadership in action. See you soon in the next episode.